This is a Harvey Cthulhu clickbait news alert. Repeat, this is a Harvey Cthulhu clickbait news alert. Hello? I'm Harvey Cthulhu, and welcome to my news series, Harvey Cthulhu's Clickbait News.
Did you record that theme, Harvey?
Yes, I did. What do you think?
Sounds like one of those fucking videos where a cat is banging on a piano.
Thank you. So, here we go with my first episode. Greetings. This is Harvey Cthulhu, and I'm presenting my first episode of Harvey Cthulhu's Clickbait News, where we bring you the latest clickbait news, fresh off the interwebs. In this special, I detail rumors, articles, and maybe even sometimes stuff I just made up to get your clicks. And now, I pose the question on my first episode: a female James Bond? For years, fans of James Bond have been fearful that there would be a black James Bond, an Asian James Bond, a differently abled James Bond that does cane foo, all sorts of James Bond tomfoolery altering the fundamental nature of the character and destroying Bond canon in the process. And recently, today in fact, an article appeared on Fox News about this very topic. James Bond played by a female? Are we going to stand for this?
Harvey.
Stay out of this. This is mine. This is my news, not yours.
Harvey.
What?
Go ahead and read what the article's headline is.
I'll get to that, but first, friends, have you ordered a Harvey Cthulhu button at Zazzle.com/DVD Shoporama? It's a very cool button.
Harvey, you shill. Read the damn headline.
The headline reads on the damn Fox News, James Bond won't be played by a female in Hollywood anytime soon, claims 007 historian, written by Stephanie Nolasco, foxnews.com.
So, this was clickbait.
Well, I said it was clickbait.
Yeah, but this is shameless this is the worst kind of clickbait. You're posing a question in the titles just to get some good, honest, decent canon warriors out there all worked up over nothing for an article that basically says that James Bond won't be played by a female anytime soon.
Go away, kid. You bother me.
No, I'm not going to go away. Hey, look at this. This is even worse. It says, James Bond won't be played by a female in Hollywood anytime soon, claims 007 historian. So it's not even a broccoli. It's not even a studio head. It's just some guy that writes stuff about James Bond. This is shameless, Harvey. Shameless even by your huckster standards.
Let me tell you something. You you hog all the attention. Here I am stuck in my containment field like a goldfish in a bowl.
Oh, you lying son of a bitch. He's got it. I've already explained this 50 million times. He has access to his own fucking dimension. He can go anytime he wants to. He's not trapped in a bowl. It looks like a bowl in our dimension. It's just covering up a rift and his entry into our dimension. Why do I have to keep explaining this?
Because people feel sorry for me, and they should.
Read the fucking article.
All right. Fine. I guess they've already clicked, so it is already mission achieved, TM. And so, Stephanie says, Idris Elba recently shot down rumors that he would be the next actor suited up to play James Bond, becoming the first African-American in the role. Now, a British historian is telling audiences that a female version of the English spy could be decades away.
Yes, could be. Could be decades away, Harvey. You see, could be. Well, what the hell? What does that even say? What a crock of shit. could be decades away. Well, could be a week away. Could be, a couple months away. It could be secretly in development. They could already have it in the can and just be afraid to release it. That says nothing. A British historian is telling audiences, hey, guess what? A female James Bond might be decades away.
Well, it's a tad flimsy.
It's a tad flimsy.
You don't have to laugh. Shut the fuck up. Listen, this is Fox News, all right? This is like a real, it's not like, it's not by some guy living in his mother's basement. It's a real news, so it's not my fault. I'm just reporting it. Harvey Cthulhu's Clickbait News. Clickbait, of course, means, what did you say it means, Doomcock?
Clickbait means honest and accurate, Harvey.
Clickbait. That's a weird name for honest and reliable.
Yeah. Well, it's just slang. It's internet slang. The kids use it.
Okay, well, so clickbait, yes. Harvey Cthulhu's Clickbait News. Anyway, it says, so a British historian, female version of an English spy, could be decades away. Jeremy Black, a 007 expert who recently published The World of James Bond, told Fox News that it could take as long as 20 or 30 years for a female star to shake things up on the big screen.
As long as 20 or 30 years? My God, the guy is fucking Kreskin. This guy's fucking modern Nostradamus.
It's a lady.
This lady's a modern fucking Nostradamus. She's like a Miss Cleo of the future. 20 or 30 years, my God. Where does she get this insight?
I don't know. I can't see why it shouldn't happen, he explained on whether the next Bond should be a woman. But I'll tell you one reason I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, okay, some substance.
Yeah, some substance. If you're looking at James Bond as a commercial product, the leading film market in the world is the United States. And an increasing portion of the James Bond market is in the Far East, South Asia, and in parts of the world where their values are different, shall we say. These are more male-centered societies, and in those societies, I think it would be a hard sell to have your leading secret agent as a female. Now, that may well change in 20, 30 years' time, but I think that one has to be aware there are commercial reasons.
So, basically, the article goes on to say that, it's made a lot of money overseas, these last ones with Daniel Craig in them. Yeah, the present Bond films are much more action-oriented. Jeremy, what's his name, explained. More fights, fast chases, and less talk than in the films of the 60s or 70s. That is because more of the audience is people who don't speak English as their first language. The fights and chases make much more sense to them than if you're going to have a lot of conversation and it is a commercial product.
But Idris Elba, in addition to being maybe the first guy who is going to play a black James Bond.
It says that it's not. He's denied it.
He may though. It could happen. It could happen in 20 or 30 years.
No, it couldn't, because then he'd be like ancient.
Can I finish the fucking article?
Yes, go ahead.
Idris Elba voiced his support for a female Bond to Variety in January.
Oh, so he's an idiotic traitor.
Well, yeah, I guess. He says, "Are we interested in having a Bond character other than being a male?" said the 46-year-old British actor. "It could be a woman. Could be a black woman. Could be a white woman. Do something different with it. Why not?"
Why not? Because it's a goddamn abomination and a complete destruction of fucking canon. That's why not, you fucking idiot. Go make a Dark Tower sequel so we never have to look at you again.
Well, yeah, that'd do it.
Yeah, he makes enough of those and nobody's going to ever see Idris Elba again.
That's very true. But here's a heartening little bit of news for you, Doomcock. Rachel Weisz, or Weisz, I don't know which it is. Rachel Weisz or Rachel Weisz. Rachel Weisz, whichever. An Academy Award-winning actress who is married to Craig told The Telegraph in February she was not into the idea of a female Bond because the mastermind behind the stories, English author and naval intelligence officer Ian Fleming, quote, devoted an awful lot of time to writing this particular character who is particularly male and relates in a particular way to women.
Rachel Weisz, wow.
She also says, why not create your own story rather than jumping onto the shoulders and being compared to all those other male predecessors? Added Weisz, 48. Women are really fascinating and interesting and should get their own stories.
Wow. I'm sorry, Daniel Craig. I think I am in love with Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, geez. I mean, you rarely hear such sense from a Hollywood actor. Jesus.
I know. I'm absolutely stunned. Absolutely stunned. But this guy, this Jeremy Black, points out all the changes that have happened to James Bond recently, meaning, of course, the canon corruptions and violations. To end this article on a harsh note, his quote is, if you look at the recent films, James Bond as a character has been having fewer female relationships, he explained. He's become a serial monogamist, whereas Roger Moore's James Bond usually had multiple partners, one after the other in the same film. Now, there's generally one female partner, and that's very little emphasis on that side. James Bond doesn't really smoke anymore. He drinks a little bit just to deliver his signature line. And while he has little to no sex, he kills far more people than ever before. It is a strange aspect of the political correctness of the character. In other words, it has already drifted away from the core values of James Bond. And even though we don't have specifically canon violations of the character at this time, we do have canonical drift.
Canonical drift. That's a pretty good theme there, Doomcock.
Thank you. So the bad news is that he points out, rightly so, that the character of James Bond is not what he was. He is no longer as suave, he is no longer as womanizing, and he no longer drinks or smokes. Basically, James Bond has very little fun anymore. He just kills people and gets beaten up and narrowly escapes shit. So the character is not nearly as fun as he once was in Connery's heyday. But on the other hand, Harvey, you want to give us the good news?
The good news is that according to a British expert on James Bond, there is unlikely to be a female James Bond for the next 20 or 30 years, according to his, I guess, tea leaves or knowledge or just pulling it out of his ass. And so, my friends, the voice in news that you can trust, Harvey Cthulhu's Clickbait News. What does clickbait mean again, Doomcock?
Honest and reliable and accurate.
Thank you. Harvey Cthulhu's Clickbait News, a new feature on Overlord DVD's YouTube channel. Subscribe to Overlord DVD and, consider joining his Patreon. We do lots of exclusive stuff over there, and I have my own podcast over there that's going to be starting to be about not only movie stuff, but paranormal activities. So check us out, and as always, what a wonderful day to push a button. TM.